Hello and welcome to Be Good Fruit. I'm Brian. This is episode 3 of the 7-minute sermons. Gonna go over James 3. Not in great detail, just want to give it an overview. Of course, if you've listened long enough, you know I enjoy James and I'm kind of partial. But it's so much wisdom there. So let's go ahead and start the clock now. So in James 3, he's talking about taming the tongue, which all of us really could take this to heart. It's one of those things that foot and mouth disease. You probably heard that before. Um, I'm very prideful. I've admitted that a lot on this podcast, and one of the things that I have a hard time doing is controlling my tongue. And my mom used to say, "Boy, you got diarrhea of the mouth," and and I did, and I still do at times. If you hang out with me, there's nothing I won't talk about, and I'll just spout on forever. Thus the podcast, right? No kidding, Brian. But here in James 3:3, he's talking about putting bits into the mouths of horses so they can obey us. And if we guide our whole bodies, their whole bodies as well. And it says, look at the ships. They're so large, but they're guided by this very small rudder. Not reading verbatim, kind of skipping through it. So if you're expecting perfect, it's not there. The tongue is a small member, yet it boasts great many things. Just like a ship, you're going to steer your life either onto the shoals and wreck it or into the outer realms where it's going to be safe. And it talks about the tongues of fire. How are we controlling our tongue not to set other people ablaze or our world ablaze because we say dumb things? And it will happen. You you live long enough, you're going to say something dumb and it stinks. And you're like, "Oh, why did I say that? Come on, Brian." And it's going to be okay because we have grace. We're forgiven. But we strive to do better, right? Um every kind of beast and bird, reptile, sea creature can be tamed and has been tamed by mankind, but no human being can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. And that's so poignant, especially when we gossip. And that's one of the horrible things that we will do from time to time. And we don't realize we're doing it. We just start bad mouthing somebody thinking that it's not that bad. And then it starts slipping into that danger zone. Um, with this same tongue, it says here in 9, we bless our Lord and Father with it, and we curse the people who are made in the likeness of God. We do a Bible study at work, and this is where we are right now, in this exact area right now in James. And we were all talking about it, and each one of the guys were really professing how we all want to lead others to Christ, and sometimes how we speak detracts from that. Paul talks about it. Other places in the Bible, I don't have the exact examples. Google it. You'll see where it says, don't lead others astray. Do not detract from, the message. Don't take them away from the gospel. Basically, don't be an idiot and say stupid things. And so that's a Christian? Come on, man. And I've been guilty of that. I freely admit it. And this is where I need to do better, is control my tongue. God's given me a great example here lately. Right at the end of the year, said some really stupid things, and there was a big backlash from that from others. And it's my fault. I take ownership. I did it, and that's important too. Own it. It's not going to define you. That's what Jesus does. By his stripes, I'm healed. Um, Here's on 11. Excuse me. Does a spring pour forth? Easy for me to say. Does a spring pour forth from the same opening both fresh and salt water? No, you can't get fresh and salt water out of the same spring. Another one about fruit. Hey, be good fruit. What do you know? Can a fig tree, my brothers, speaking to Christians, can a fig tree, my brothers, bear olives? Or a grapevine produce figs? Neither can a salt pond yield fresh water. And it's just a stark reminder how you are going to not be able to produce anything but bad fruit when you start saying bad things. You have to mind your tongue. Um, when we go back to the very beginning of it, it says, "Not many of you should become teachers, my brothers, for you know that we who teach will be judged with greater strictness." And that's so, so true. Because as I do this podcast, I've had one person who was quite upset with me said, um, they were using my podcast kind of like a sledgehammer, saying, "Hey, well, you have this podcast and you're supposed to be this great Christian." And it was used against me. But, you can't say much, right? Because here it is. Not many of you should become teachers. And in a way, by doing this podcast, I am a teacher. Others hear me. I am proselytizing. I am giving advice. I am giving wisdom. I try very hard to stick to the Bible. But yes, not all of you should become teachers. And thus, the words we use matter more. I'm a manager where I work. I have to watch what I say because I am held to a higher standard. And we as Christians have that same responsibility. When we go into the world, if we say we're a Christian, automatically we just painted a target on our backs. And like it or not, Jesus warned us. I'll break it down. It's going to be hard. In this life, you will suffer. It's not going to be easy. It's not sunshine and roses. When you start telling people that you are a Christian, they now will judge you. And they'll use that, remember? It says, "Judge not." Yeah, don't forget to read the rest of it, but they don't. "For we all stumble in many ways, and if anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is a perfect man, able to bridle his whole body." And that's just not what we are. It's not going to happen. We have to control our tongues because the world is watching, like it or not. Well, that wraps up number 3 for 7-minute sermons. I appreciate it very much. We're on Substack. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. I appreciate it so much, guys. Email us, begoodfruitpodcast@gmail.com, or leave some comments. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, everybody. And like David always says, peace.